It can lead to emotional and psychological challenges, making it difficult for individuals to develop their own identities and form healthy relationships. Conclusion: understanding enmeshment is essential for recognizing unhealthy relationship patterns in families. By identifying these dynamics, individuals can work toward establishing healthier boundaries, promoting personal growth, and fostering more balanced relationships. Awareness of enmeshment can help families create a supportive environment where each member feels valued as an individual while still being part of a connected unit. Non-summativity. Non-summativity is a concept used in systems theory, particularly in psychology and family therapy, to describe how the whole of a system is greater than the sum of its individual parts. This means that when people or elements come together to form a system, their interactions create unique effects that cannot be understood by just looking at each part separately. Let's break this down in simpler terms. Key concepts. 1. Definition of non-summativity. Non-summativity refers to the idea that the interactions and relationships between parts of a system lead to outcomes that are different from what you would get by simply adding up the contributions of each part. In other words, the collective behavior is more complex than just the individual behaviors. 2. Systems theory. This concept is rooted in systems theory, which studies how different parts of a system interact and influence each other. Systems can be anything from families to organizations to ecosystems. 3. Interconnectedness. Non-summativity emphasizes that all parts of a system are interconnected. Changes in one part can affect the whole system in unforeseen ways. This interconnectedness is crucial for understanding how systems function. Important details. Holistic approach. Non-summativity encourages a holistic approach to understanding systems. Instead of focusing solely on individual components, it's essential to look at how they work together and influence each other. Family dynamics. In a family, each member has their own personality and behaviors. When they interact, their relationships create a family dynamic that influences everyone's behavior. For example, a supportive environment can help children thrive, while a toxic atmosphere can lead to stress and conflict. Teamwork in sports. In a sports team, individual players may have specific skills, but the team's success depends on how they work together. A team that collaborates well can outperform a group of talented individuals who do not communicate effectively. Implications for therapy. In therapy, understanding non-summativity helps therapists see that problems often arise from the interactions among family members rather than just individual issues. Addressing the dynamics and relationships can lead to more effective solutions. Summary. Non-summativity is the idea that a system is more than just the sum of its parts. It highlights the importance of understanding how different elements interact and influence each other within a system. This concept is valuable in various fields, including psychology, family therapy, and organizational behavior. Conclusion. By grasping the concept of non-summativity, we can better understand the complexities of relationships and systems. This awareness helps us appreciate the unique dynamics that arise in families, teams, and other groups, leading to more effective communication and problem-solving strategies. Recognizing that systems are interconnected encourages a broader perspective on how we approach challenges in our lives and relationships. Virginia Satir. Virginia Satir was a prominent American psychologist and psychotherapist, known for her innovative work in family therapy. She is often referred to as one of the pioneers in the field of family therapy and is celebrated for her humanistic approach to helping families improve their relationships and communication. Let's break down her contributions and ideas in simple terms. Key concepts. 1. Family therapy pioneer. Virginia Satir is recognized as one of the first therapists to focus on family dynamics. She believed that understanding family relationships is crucial for resolving individual problems. Instead of just treating a single person, she looked at how family members interact and influence each other. 2. Humanistic approach. Satir emphasized the importance of self-esteem and personal growth. She believed that every person has the potential for positive change and that therapy should help individuals recognize their strengths. Her approach was compassionate and focused on understanding and validating each family member's feelings. 3. Communication. A key aspect of Satter's work was improving communication within families. She believed that many problems arise from misunderstandings and poor communication. She taught families how to express their thoughts and feelings openly, which helps to build stronger connections. Important details. The Satter Change Model. Satter developed a model for understanding how people can change. This model includes several stages. Status quo, the current state of the family or individual. Introduction of change. Something happens that disrupts the status quo, prompting a need for change. Chaos. This is a period of confusion as family members struggle to adapt to the new situation. Integration. Families begin to find new ways of interacting and communicating, leading to healthier relationships. New status quo. The family establishes a new, healthier way of functioning. Family sculpting. One of Satter's innovative techniques is called family sculpting. In this exercise, family members create a physical representation of their relationships by positioning themselves in a way that reflects their feelings and dynamics. This visual approach helps families see their relationships more clearly and understand each other's perspectives. Self-esteem. Satter strongly believed that self-esteem is crucial for healthy relationships. She emphasized that individuals must feel good about themselves to contribute positively to their families. She often worked on helping clients build their self-worth as part of the therapeutic process. Examples. 1. Application in therapy. If a family is struggling with conflict, a therapist trained in Satter's methods might encourage each member to express their feelings openly. They might use family sculpting to visualize their relationships, helping them understand how their interactions affect each other. 2. Improving communication. Satter might guide a family to practice I statements, such as, "I feel hurt when," instead of blaming others. This promotes healthier conversations and reduces defensiveness. Summary. Virginia Satter was a groundbreaking figure in family therapy, known for her humanistic approach and focus on communication and self-esteem. She developed models and techniques that help families understand their dynamics and improve their relationships. Her work emphasizes the importance of viewing family issues as interconnected rather than isolating individual problems. Conclusion. Understanding Virginia Satter's contributions to family therapy can provide valuable insights into how families can work together to resolve conflicts and improve their relationships. Her emphasis on communication, self-esteem, and holistic change continues to influence therapists and families today, fostering healthier and more supportive family environments. Improving intra-family communication. Intra-family communication refers to the ways family members share information, thoughts, and feelings with each other. Good communication is essential for healthy family relationships, as it helps build trust, resolve conflicts, and create a supportive environment. Here are some key concepts and strategies for improving communication within families. Key concepts. 1. Importance of communication. Effective communication helps family members understand each other better, express their needs, and build stronger connections. When communication breaks down, misunderstandings and conflicts can arise. 2. Types of communication. Verbal communication. This involves speaking and listening. It's important to choose words carefully and express thoughts clearly. Nonverbal communication. Body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice also convey messages. Being aware of these cues can enhance understanding. Active listening. This means truly paying attention to what someone is saying without interrupting or thinking about how to respond. It shows respect and helps clarify messages. 3. Barriers to communication. Families may face several challenges that hinder effective communication, such as emotional barriers. Feelings like anger, fear, or sadness can make it difficult to express thoughts clearly. Assumptions. Assuming others know what you mean can lead to misunderstandings. Clear expression is key. Distractions. External distractions, like phones or TV, can interrupt conversations and reduce focus. Strategies for improvement. 1. Create a safe environment. Encourage open and honest communication by creating a space where everyone feels safe to express their thoughts and feelings without judgment. Establishing rules for respectful discussions can help. 2. Practice active listening. Teach family members to listen actively. This involves making eye contact, nodding, or using small verbal cues to show understanding. Paraphrasing what the speaker has said to confirm understanding. 3. Use I statements. Instead of saying, "You never listen to me," try using I statements to express feelings. For example, "I feel ignored when I'm speaking." This reduces defensiveness and encourages open dialogue. 4. Schedule family meetings. Regular family meetings can provide a structured time for everyone to share updates, discuss issues, and plan activities. This helps ensure everyone's voice is heard. 5. Be mindful of nonverbal cues. Encourage family members to be aware of their body language and facial expressions. Nonverbal signals can greatly influence how messages are received. For example, crossing arms may signal defensiveness, while an open posture can invite conversation. 6. Encourage empathy. Teach family members to put themselves in each other's shoes. Understanding someone else's perspective can lead to more compassionate responses and reduce conflicts. 7. Limit distractions. When having important conversations, try to minimize distractions. Turn off the TV, put away phones, and create a quiet environment to focus on each other. Examples. 1. Family discussion. If a teenager feels overwhelmed with schoolwork, they might use an I statement to express, "I feel stressed about my homework and need some help." This opens the door for the family to discuss solutions together. 2. Regular meetings. A family could set aside time every Sunday evening to discuss their week, share plans, and address any issues. This regular check-in helps keep communication flowing and ensures everyone feels included. 3. Active listening practice. During a family meal, one member shares a story about their day. Others practice active listening by asking follow-up questions and showing genuine interest, which strengthens their connection. Summary. Improving intra-family communication is vital for building strong relationships and resolving conflicts. By creating a safe environment, practicing active listening, using I statements, and being mindful of nonverbal cues, families can enhance their communication skills. Regular meetings and empathy also play important roles in fostering a supportive atmosphere. Conclusion. By focusing on effective communication strategies, families can strengthen their bonds and create a more harmonious living environment. Understanding each other's thoughts and feelings leads to better relationships and a more supportive family dynamic. Defensive postures, stress positions. Defensive postures, also known as stress positions, are ways people react when they feel threatened, anxious, or defensive in a conversation or situation. These reactions can hinder effective communication and create conflict. Understanding these defensive postures can help us recognize our own behaviors and those of others, enabling better communication and healthier interactions. Here are 4 common defensive postures: placating, blaming, overly reasonable, and irrelevant. Key concepts. 1. Defensive postures. When people feel stressed or threatened, they may resort to certain behaviors to protect themselves. These behaviors can be seen as defensive reactions to avoid conflict or criticism. 2. Impact on communication. Defensive postures can lead to misunderstandings and escalate conflicts. Recognizing these behaviors is essential for improving communication and resolving disagreements. Types of defensive postures. 1. Placating. Definition. Placating involves trying to please others or avoid conflict by agreeing with them, even if it means sacrificing one's own needs or opinions. Example. Imagine a student who feels overwhelmed with schoolwork but tells their friend, "You're right, I don't need to study more. I'll just go out instead." The student is trying to avoid conflict by placating their friend, but they are ignoring their own needs. Consequences. While placating can temporarily reduce tension, it can lead to resentment over time because the placating person's feelings and needs are not being addressed. 2. Blaming. Definition. Blaming involves pointing fingers at others for problems or issues instead of taking responsibility for one's own actions or feelings. Example. In a family discussion, one sibling might say, "It's your fault we are always late. You take too long to get ready." This shifts the focus away from the speaker's own role in the situation. Consequences. blaming can create hostility and defensiveness in conversations, making it harder to find solutions or understand each other's perspectives. 3. Overly reasonable. Definition: this posture involves responding in a rational, logical manner to avoid dealing with emotions. Individuals may focus on facts and logic while ignoring emotional aspects of a conversation. Example: during an argument, one person might say, "Let's just look at the statistics and not worry about feelings." While this approach may seem practical, it can dismiss important emotional concerns. Consequences: being overly reasonable can make others feel invalidated or unheard. It can also prevent genuine emotional connection, which is essential for healthy relationships. 4. Irrelevant. Definition: this posture involves changing the subject or introducing unrelated topics to avoid addressing the real issue at hand. It's a way of deflecting attention from uncomfortable conversations. Example: if two friends are discussing a disagreement and one friend suddenly starts talking about a movie they saw, they're using an irrelevant response to avoid the tension of the discussion. Consequences: using irrelevant responses can frustrate others and prevent meaningful communication. It can lead to unresolved issues and increased tension. Summary: defensive postures such as placating, blaming, overly reasonable, and irrelevant responses are common ways people react when feeling threatened or stressed. Recognizing these behaviors can help us understand our own reactions and those of others, leading to better communication. Conclusion: by being aware of these defensive postures, we can work towards healthier communication in our relationships. Instead of resorting to these stress positions, we can strive to express ourselves honestly, take responsibility, and engage in open, empathetic conversations. This approach fosters understanding and reduces conflict in our interactions with others. Nathan Ackerman. Nathan Ackerman was a prominent American psychiatrist and psychoanalyst, known for his significant contributions to the field of family therapy. He played a key role in developing ideas about how families function and how therapy can help improve family dynamics. Let's break down his life and work in simple terms. Key concepts. 1. Family therapy pioneer. Ackerman is often considered one of the founders of family therapy. He believed that to understand an individual's problems, you must also understand their family dynamics. This means looking at how family relationships influence a person's thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. 2. Interpersonal relationships. Ackerman emphasized that family members are interconnected. He thought that the relationships among family members can greatly affect each person's emotional health. For example, a conflict between siblings can impact the entire family's atmosphere and individual well-being. 3. Therapeutic approach. Ackerman developed a therapeutic approach that focused on the family as a unit rather than treating individuals in isolation. This method encouraged open communication and interaction among family members during therapy sessions. He believed that resolving conflicts and improving communication within the family could lead to better mental health for all members. Important details. The role of the therapist. Ackerman viewed the therapist not just as an observer, but as an active participant in the family therapy process. The therapist would help facilitate discussions, encourage honesty, and guide family members in expressing their feelings. Focus on patterns. Ackerman's work highlighted the importance of recognizing patterns in family interactions. For instance, if one family member consistently takes on a caretaker role, it can affect the dynamics and responsibilities of others in the family. Identifying these patterns can help families understand their behaviors and make positive changes. Emphasis on emotion. Ackerman believed that emotions play a crucial role in family relationships. He encouraged families to express their feelings openly and honestly, which can help resolve conflicts and strengthen bonds. Examples. 1. Family dynamics. In a family where one child often feels neglected, Ackerman would suggest exploring how the parent's attention is distributed among the children. By discussing these dynamics in therapy, the family can address feelings of neglect and work towards a more balanced approach to caring for all children. 2. Therapy sessions. During a family therapy session, Ackerman might guide family members to share their thoughts and feelings about a recent conflict, such as a disagreement over household responsibilities. By facilitating this conversation, He would help them understand each other's perspectives and find a solution together. 3. Recognizing patterns. If a teenager is acting out and consistently getting into trouble, Ackerman would encourage the family to examine the underlying issues. For example, if a teenager feels pressure to succeed academically, the family might need to address their expectations and how they communicate about school. Summary. Nathan Ackerman was a key figure in the development of family therapy, emphasizing the importance of understanding family dynamics and interpersonal relationships. His approach focused on open communication, emotional expression, and recognizing patterns within families. Conclusion. By studying Nathan Ackerman's contributions, we can gain valuable insights into how families function and how therapy can help improve relationships. His work reminds us that addressing issues within the family unit is essential for promoting mental health and well-being for each individual. Understanding these principles can lead to healthier family dynamics and better communication. Object relations, a simple explanation. What are object relations? Object relations is a theory in psychology that focuses on how people relate to others and how these relationships shape our personalities and behaviors. The term object refers to significant others in our lives, such as family members, friends, or even pets. The relations part refers to the connections and interactions we have with these objects. Key concepts. 1. Objects and object relations theory. Objects are not just physical things. They're people or relationships that are important to us. For example, a parent, a sibling, or a close friend can be considered an object. 2. Internal objects. These are mental images or representations of the people we have relationships with. They are formed based on our experiences with these individuals. For instance, if you had a nurturing parent, your internal object of that parent might be positive and supportive. If your parent was neglectful, the internal object might be negative or critical. 3. Projection. This is a defense mechanism where we attribute our feelings or thoughts about one person onto another person. For example, if you feel insecure, you might project that insecurity onto a friend, thinking they are judging you when they are not. 4. Identification. This is the process of incorporating aspects of another person into our own identity. For example, if you admire a teacher and start to adopt their values or behaviors, you are identifying with them. 5. Separation individuation. This is a developmental stage, often discussed in the context of children growing up. It involves a child learning to differentiate themselves from their primary caregivers. For example, a toddler might start to assert their independence by wanting to dress themselves or make choices on their own. Important details. Influence of early relationships. According to object relations theory, our early relationships with caregivers significantly impact our later relationships. For example, if you had a loving and responsive caregiver, you're likely to develop healthy relationships later in life. Conversely, if your caregiver was inconsistent or unresponsive, you might struggle with trust and intimacy in future relationships. Therapeutic applications. Object relations theory is often used in psychotherapy to help individuals understand how their past relationships influence their current behaviors and emotional responses. Therapists may help clients explore their internal objects and work through any negative patterns that arise from them. Examples to illustrate the concepts. Example of internal objects. Imagine a child who has a very supportive mother. As an adult, this person might carry a positive internal object of their mother, which helps them feel confident and secure in relationships. If they face challenges, they might remember their mother's encouragement and feel empowered to overcome obstacles. Example of projection. Consider a situation where a student feels anxious about an upcoming exam. They might project that anxiety onto their classmates, thinking that everyone else is also worried about their performance. In reality, their classmates may be feeling quite confident. Example of identification. If a teenager admires an athlete and starts to mimic their training habits and attitude, they are identifying with that athlete. This can lead to a boost in their own self-esteem and motivation. Summary. Object relations theory helps us understand how our relationships with important people in our lives shape who we are. By exploring our internal objects, we can gain insights into our behaviors and emotional responses. Recognizing patterns from our past can lead to healthier relationships in the future. Understanding these concepts is essential, especially when preparing for exams like the CPC, where knowledge of psychological theories is important. Introjects, a simple explanation. What are introjects? Introjects are internalized images or ideas of other people that we adopt as part of our own beliefs, thoughts, or behaviors. This concept comes from psychology, particularly in the context of object relations theory. Essentially, introjects are like voices or influences from important people in our lives that we carry within ourselves. Key concepts. 1. Internalization. This is the process of taking external influences and making them a part of our internal self. When we internalize something, it becomes a part of how we think and feel about ourselves and the world. 2. Sources of introjects. Introjects often come from significant relationships, such as those with parents, teachers, or friends. These people shape our views through their words, actions, and expectations. For example, if a parent constantly praises academic success, a child might internalize the belief that they must always achieve high grades to be valued. 3. Positive and negative introjects. Introjects can be positive or negative. Positive introjects can boost our self-esteem and confidence, while negative introjects can lead to feelings of inadequacy or self-doubt. For instance, if someone has a positive introject from a supportive mentor, they might feel capable of facing challenges. Conversely, if they internalize a critical remark from a teacher, they might struggle with self-worth. 4. Influence on behavior. The introjects we carry can influence our behaviors and decisions. For example, if someone has internalized the belief that they must always please others, they might find it difficult to say no, even when it's necessary for their well-being. Important details. Developmental role. Introjects often develop during childhood when we are highly influenced by our caregivers and significant figures. These early relationships play a crucial role in forming our self-concept and how we interact with others. Therapeutic context. In therapy, understanding and addressing introjects can be important. Therapists may help clients identify harmful introjects that affect their self-esteem or relationships, guiding them to replace negative beliefs with healthier, more positive ones. Coping mechanism. Sometimes, introjects serve as coping mechanisms. For example, a child who feels insecure might adopt the introject of a strong, confident parent, which helps them navigate challenges with a sense of strength. Examples to illustrate the concepts. Positive introject example. Imagine a student whose parents always encourage creativity and praise their artistic abilities. As a result, this student internalizes the belief that they are talented and creative. This positive introject helps them pursue art confidently and enjoy expressing themselves. Negative introject example. Consider a person who grew up with a parent who often criticized their efforts, saying, "You'll never be good enough." This person may internalize those critical words as an introject, leading to self-doubt and fear of failure in their adult life, even in situations where they are capable. Behavioral influence example. If someone has internalized societal expectations about success and achievement, they might push themselves to work long hours and sacrifice personal time to meet those expectations. This behavior stems from the introject that equates their worth with their productivity. Summary. Introjects are powerful internal voices that shape how we see ourselves and interact with the world. They come from our relationships with significant people in our lives and can be both positive and negative. Understanding introjects can help us recognize how our past influences our present behaviors and beliefs, which is essential for personal growth and success, especially when preparing for exams like the CPC. Splitting, a simple explanation. What is splitting? Splitting is a psychological defense mechanism where a person views themselves, others, or situations in black and white terms. This means they see things as either completely good or completely bad, with little room for middle ground or complexity. Splitting can affect how we perceive relationships and can lead to extreme emotions and behaviors. Key concepts. 1. Defense mechanism. Splitting is a type of defense mechanism, which is an unconscious strategy we use to protect ourselves from emotional pain, or anxiety. When faced with difficult feelings, splitting allows individuals to simplify their experiences by categorizing them as all good or all bad. 2. All or nothing thinking. This is a core feature of splitting. For example, if someone has a friend who makes a mistake, instead of recognizing that the friend is generally good, but made a poor choice, they might think, this friend is terrible. This all or nothing thinking can strain relationships and lead to conflicts. 3. Emotional instability. People who use splitting often experience intense and rapidly changing emotions. For instance, they may feel very close to someone one moment and then suddenly feel angry or betrayed by them the next. This emotional roller coaster can be confusing both for the person experiencing it and for those around them. 4. Relationship impact. Splitting can significantly affect relationships. When someone views others in extreme ways, it can lead to misunderstandings and hurt feelings. For example, if a partner forgets to call, someone who splits might think they don't care about me at all, instead of considering they might have simply been busy. Important details. Origins. Splitting is often discussed in the context of certain mental health conditions, especially borderline personality disorder. People with BPD may use splitting more frequently as a way to cope with emotional distress. Developmental aspect. Splitting can develop during childhood, especially if a child experiences inconsistent parenting. For example, if a parent is nurturing one moment and harsh the next, the child may learn to view people and experiences in extremes. Therapeutic approach. In therapy, helping individuals recognize and challenge their splitting tendencies can be crucial. Therapists may work with clients to see the gray areas in their relationships and develop a more balanced perspective. Examples to illustrate the concepts. Example of splitting in relationships. Imagine a student who has a teacher that is usually supportive but gives a tough grade on an assignment. The student might think, my teacher hates me, instead of recognizing that the teacher is generally supportive but has high expectations. Example of emotional instability. Consider a person who feels ecstatic after receiving praise at work, but then becomes extremely upset when a colleague gives them constructive criticism. Instead of understanding that feedback is part of growth, they might feel as if their colleague is against them. Example in personal life. A person in a romantic relationship might feel completely in love one day and then, after a minor disagreement, feel like the relationship is doomed. Instead of seeing that conflicts are a normal part of any relationship, they jump to the conclusion that their partner is the worst. Summary. Splitting is a defense mechanism that causes people to view themselves and others in extreme terms, either all good or all bad. This black and white thinking can lead to emotional instability and impact relationships negatively. Understanding splitting is essential, especially in the context of mental health, as it helps in recognizing patterns that may need to be addressed in therapy or personal development. By learning to see the nuances in relationships and experiences, individuals can develop healthier perspectives and improve their emotional well-being, which is vital for success in environments such as the CPC exam. Transference and countertransference, a simple explanation. What are transference and countertransference? Transference and countertransference are concepts in psychology that describe how feelings and emotions from past relationships can influence current relationships, especially in a therapeutic setting. Understanding these terms is important for therapists and clients to navigate their interactions effectively. Key concepts. 1. Transference. This occurs when a client unconsciously projects feelings, attitudes, or desires from past relationships onto their therapist. For example, a client may see their therapist as a parental figure and react to them based on their experiences with their own parents. This can involve feelings of love, anger, or dependence that are not really about the therapist, but about someone from the client's past. 2. Countertransference. This is the therapist's emotional reaction to the client, which may be influenced by the therapist's own past experiences and feelings. For instance, if a therapist has unresolved issues with their own parents, they might find themselves feeling overly protective of a client who reminds them of their younger self. This can affect how the therapist interacts with the client. 3. Unconscious processes. Both transference and countertransference often occur without conscious awareness. People might not realize they are projecting feelings from past relationships onto someone new, or that their reactions to a client are based on their own unresolved issues. 4. Therapeutic relationship. The relationship between a therapist and a client is a key setting where transference and countertransference can happen. Recognizing these dynamics can help both parties understand and work through complex emotions, leading to deeper insights and healing. Important details. Role of past experiences. Both concepts highlight how our previous relationships shape our current feelings and actions. For example, if a client felt neglected as a child, they might feel abandoned by their therapist if sessions are missed, projecting those past feelings onto the therapist. Managing transference and countertransference. Therapists are trained to recognize their own feelings and reactions and to help clients understand their feelings toward them. This awareness is vital for maintaining a professional and effective therapeutic environment. Impact on therapy. If either the client or therapist is not aware of these dynamics, it can lead to misunderstandings, miscommunication, and ineffective therapy. Addressing transference and countertransference openly can enhance the therapeutic process. Examples to illustrate the concepts. Example of transference. A client who had a strict father might view their therapist as an authority figure and feel anxious about sharing their thoughts. They may project their feelings of fear and rebellion from their childhood onto the therapist, thinking the therapist will judge them harshly. Example of countertransference. A therapist who had a difficult relationship with their own mother might feel overly sympathetic toward a client who discusses issues with their mother. The therapist might find themselves giving extra attention or advice because they are emotionally affected by the similarities to their own life. Example in therapy. During a session, a client might express anger toward the therapist for setting boundaries. This anger may not actually be about the therapist, but rather reflects the client's unresolved feelings toward a parent who is overly controlling. Recognizing this transference can help the therapist guide the client in exploring those past feelings. Summary. Transference and countertransference are important psychological concepts that illustrate how past relationships influence current interactions, especially in therapy. Transference involves clients projecting feelings from their past onto their therapists, while countertransference involves therapists reacting emotionally to their clients based on their own experiences. Understanding and managing these dynamics can lead to more effective therapy, helping clients gain insights into their emotions and relationships, which is particularly useful for success in contexts like the CPC exam. Family legacy, a simple explanation. What is family legacy? Family legacy refers to the values, traditions, beliefs, and material possessions that are passed down from one generation to the next within a family. It encompasses what families choose to carry forward, whether it's cultural practices, stories, or financial assets. A family legacy shapes how family members view themselves and their place in the world. Key concepts. 1. Cultural and historical legacy. This includes the traditions, customs, and beliefs that families pass down through generations. For example, a family might have specific holidays they celebrate in unique ways or recipes that have been handed down over the years. 2. Values and beliefs. Families often instill certain values in their members, such as the importance of education, hard work, or kindness. These values guide family members in their everyday lives and decision-making. 3. Financial legacy. This aspect includes wealth, property, or assets that are inherited by family members. For instance, a family might pass down a business, real estate, or savings that provide financial support to future generations. 4. Stories and memories. Family stories, whether they are about achievements, struggles, or lessons learned, play a significant role in creating a sense of identity and belonging. Sharing these stories helps younger generations understand their family history and feel connected to their roots. Important details. Impact on identity. A family legacy can greatly influence an individual's identity. Children often grow up with a sense of pride or responsibility related to their family's legacy, which can shape their goals and aspirations. Preservation of culture. Family legacies help preserve cultural heritage and traditions, ensuring that future generations have a connection to their ancestry. This is particularly important for families from diverse cultural backgrounds, as it fosters a sense of belonging and continuity. Challenges. Sometimes, family legacies can carry burdens as well. For example, high expectations based on family achievements can create pressure for younger family members. Additionally, conflicts may arise over inheritance or differing interpretations of family values. Examples to illustrate the concepts. Cultural legacy example. A family of Italian descent might have a tradition of making homemade pasta every Sunday. This tradition not only brings the family together, but also connects them to their cultural heritage. Values and beliefs example. Consider a family that places a strong emphasis on education. Parents may encourage their children to pursue higher education and instill a love for learning, which can influence the children's career choices and life paths. Financial legacy example. If a family owns a successful farm that has been the family for generations, the business may be passed down to the children, providing them with both a livelihood and a sense of pride in their family's history. Stories and memories example. A grandparent might share stories about their experiences during significant historical events, like a war or migration. These stories help younger family members appreciate their family's resilience and the struggles that shaped their present. Summary. Family legacy is the collection of values, traditions, beliefs, and material possessions that families pass down through generations. It plays a vital role in shaping identity and preserving cultural heritage. While it can foster a sense of belonging and pride, family legacies can also come with challenges, such as pressure to meet expectations. Understanding family legacies helps individuals appreciate their roots and navigate their personal and family histories, which is valuable for success in areas like the CPC exam. Relational ethics, a simple explanation. What are relational ethics? Relational ethics is a framework in ethics that focuses on the moral principles and values guiding our interactions and relationships with others. It emphasizes the importance of understanding the context and dynamics of relationships, rather than just applying strict rules or principles. In relational ethics, the quality of relationships and the responsibilities we have to one another are at the forefront of ethical considerations. Key concepts. 1. Interconnectedness. At the heart of relational ethics is the idea that people are connected to one another. Our actions and decisions not only affect ourselves, but also impact those around us. Recognizing this interconnectedness helps us understand our moral responsibilities in relationships. 2. Context and relationships. Relational ethics emphasizes the importance of context in ethical decision-making. It considers the unique circumstances of each relationship, such as cultural background, personal history, and the specific dynamics between individuals. This approach argues that ethical decisions should be made with a deep understanding of these factors. 3. Mutual respect and trust. A key aspect of relational ethics is the need for mutual respect and trust in relationships. Ethical behavior involves recognizing the dignity and worth of others, fostering open communication, and building trust. This creates an environment where individuals feel safe to express themselves and engage honestly. 4. Responsibility and accountability. Relational ethics encourages individuals to take responsibility for their actions within their relationships. It involves being accountable for how our choices affect others and being willing to reflect on and learn from our interactions. Important details. Application in various fields. Relational ethics is important in many areas, including counseling, healthcare, social work, and education. For example, in counseling, therapists must navigate the ethical implications of their relationships with clients, ensuring they respect boundaries while also being empathetic and supportive. Emphasis on dialogue. Relational ethics values open dialogue and communication. Engaging in conversations about values, expectations, and concerns can help clarify misunderstandings and strengthen relationships. Dynamic nature of relationships. Relationships are not static. They change over time. Relational ethics recognizes that ethical considerations must evolve as relationships develop, requiring ongoing reflection and adjustment. Examples to illustrate the concepts. Example of interconnectedness. Imagine a student who is part of a group project. Their decision to not contribute affects not only their own grade, but also the grades and morale of their teammates. Understanding this interconnectedness encourages the student to take their responsibilities seriously. Example of context in relationships. A teacher may have different ethical considerations when interacting with students from various cultural backgrounds. Recognizing the cultural context can help the teacher create a more inclusive and respectful classroom environment. Example of mutual respect and trust. In a friendship, both individuals should feel comfortable discussing their feelings and concerns. If one friend consistently dismisses the other's feelings, it can damage trust and respect in a relationship. Relational ethics emphasizes the need for both friends to listen and validate each other's experiences. Example of responsibility and accountability. In a workplace setting, if a manager makes a decision that negatively impacts an employee, relational ethics would encourage the manager to acknowledge the mistake, apologize, and work to rectify the situation. This accountability fosters a healthier work environment. Summary. Relational ethics is an ethical framework that emphasizes the importance of relationships and the context in which they occur. It highlights interconnectedness, mutual respect, and the need for dialogue in ethical decision-making. By focusing on the dynamics of relationships, individuals can better understand their responsibilities to one another and navigate ethical dilemmas in a more compassionate and thoughtful way. This understanding is essential for success in fields such as counseling and social work, making it relevant for your preparation for the CPC exam. Family ledger, a simple explanation. What is a family ledger? A family ledger is a record or document that tracks important information about family members, relationships, and significant events in a family's history. This can include details about births, deaths, marriages, and other milestones. The idea is to create a comprehensive overview of the family's history, values, and connections, which can be useful for understanding family dynamics and heritage. Key concepts. 1. Documentation of family events. A family ledger often includes records of major events such as births, marriages, deaths, and other significant life events. This helps families keep track of their lineage and understand their family tree. 2. Connection between generations. The ledger can illustrate how different family members are related to each other, showing the connections between generations. For example, it can help identify grandparents, aunts, uncles, and cousins, providing a clearer picture of family relationships. 3. Cultural heritage. Family ledgers can also include information about cultural traditions, values, and stories that are important to the family. This helps preserve the family's heritage and teaches younger generations about their roots. 4. Reflection of family values. The way a family ledger is created and maintained can reflect the family's values and priorities. For instance, some families may place a strong emphasis on documenting achievements, while others may focus on preserving stories and traditions. Important details. Types of information included. A family ledger can include various types of information, such as names, dates of significant events, places of birth or marriage, and even personal anecdotes or stories. This makes it a rich source of family history. Method of keeping records. Traditionally, family ledgers were written in books or journals, but today, many families use digital formats, such as spreadsheets or specialized genealogy software, to keep their records organized and easily accessible. Importance of accuracy. Keeping an accurate family ledger is important for historical purposes and for understanding family relationships. Mistakes or omissions can lead to confusion about family ties and lineage. Examples to illustrate the concepts. Example of documenting events. A family ledger might note that John was born on January 15, 1980, married Sarah on June 20, 2005, and had 2 children, Emma and Lucas. This information helps future generations know their family history. Example of connecting generations. If a family ledger shows that Emma is the daughter of John, who is the son of Robert, who immigrated from Italy, it creates a clear connection between generations. It helps family members understand their heritage and the journey their ancestors took. Example of cultural heritage. A family ledger might include a section about a family tradition of gathering for Thanksgiving every year. This not only documents the event, but also highlights the importance of family gatherings and bonding. Example of reflecting values. If a family places a high value on education, Their ledger might include not just events like graduations, but also a record of degrees earned by family members, showcasing their commitment to learning. Summary. A family ledger is a valuable tool for documenting important family events, relationships, and cultural heritage. It helps families understand their history and connections between generations. By keeping accurate records, families can preserve their stories and values for future generations, fostering a sense of identity and belonging. Understanding how to create and maintain a family ledger can be beneficial, especially in fields like counseling and social work, making it relevant for your preparation for the CPC exam. Salvador Minuchin. A simple explicación. Who is Salvador Minuchin? Salvador Minuchin is a prominent figure in the field of family therapy. He is best known for developing a therapeutic approach called structural family therapy, which focuses on understanding and improving the dynamics and organization of families. His work has had a significant impact on how therapists approach family issues and treat various psychological problems. Key concepts. 1. Structural family therapy. This is the main approach developed by Minuchin. It emphasizes the structure of a family, including the relationships and interactions between family members. The goal is to identify and change unhealthy patterns in these relationships to improve family functioning. 2. Family structure. Minuchin believed that every family has a unique structure, which includes subsystems and boundaries. Understanding this structure helps therapists diagnose problems and work toward solutions. 3. Subsystems. These are smaller groups within a family. For example, the parental subsystem includes the parents, while the sibling subsystem includes the siblings. Each subsystem has its own dynamics and can affect the overall family system. 4. Boundaries. Boundaries are the rules that define how family members interact with one another. Healthy boundaries allow for clear roles and responsibilities. For example, a healthy boundary between parents and children means that parents guide and protect their children while allowing them to develop independence. 5. Intervention techniques. Minuchin used specific techniques to help families change their dynamics. These included joining the family, mapping the family structure, and enacting new behaviors during therapy sessions to practice healthier interactions. Important details. Focus on interaction. Minuchin's approach emphasizes that it's not just individual behaviors that matter, but how family members interact with one another. By changing these interactions, families can improve their overall functioning. Culturally sensitive. Minuchin recognized the importance of culture in shaping family dynamics. He believed that therapists should consider cultural factors when working with families to ensure that interventions are relevant and respectful. Impact on therapy. Minuchin's work has influenced many therapists and has led to the development of various family therapy techniques. His ideas are widely used in clinical settings to help families address issues such as conflict, communication problems, and mental health challenges. Examples to illustrate the concepts. Example of structural family therapy. Imagine a family with a teenager who is acting out. Using structural family therapy, a therapist might observe that the parents are too permissive and lack proper boundaries. The therapist would work with the family to establish clearer rules and expectations, helping the teenager feel more secure and improve their behavior. Example of subsystems. In a family where the parents are often at odds, the children might form a sibling subsystem where they support each other. A therapist might help the parents recognize how their conflict affects the children and encourage them to work together as a team. Example of boundaries. If a parent frequently shares adult problems with their child, it creates an unhealthy boundary. A therapist would help the parent understand that the child should not be burdened with adult issues, leading to a healthier family dynamic. Summary. Salvador Minuchin is a key figure in family therapy, known for developing structural family therapy. This approach focuses on understanding family dynamics, including subsystems and boundaries, to improve relationships and functioning within families. By using specific intervention techniques, therapists can help families address and resolve issues effectively. Minuchin's work has had a lasting impact on the field of therapy, making it essential knowledge for students preparing for the CPC exam. Joining, a simple explanation. What is joining? Joining is a therapeutic technique used primarily in family therapy particularly in structural family therapy, developed by Salvador Minichin. It involves the therapist creating a connection or bond with the family members to establish trust and promote open communication. The goal of joining is to help the therapist understand the family dynamics and facilitate positive changes within the family. Key concepts. 1. Establishing rapport. Joining begins with the therapist building a good relationship with the family. This means being friendly, approachable, and empathetic. When family members feel comfortable with the therapist, they are more likely to share their thoughts and feelings honestly. 2. Understanding family dynamics. By joining the family, the therapist can observe and understand how family members interact with each other. This helps identify patterns in communication, behavior, and relationships that may be causing problems. 3. Engaging all family members. Joining involves engaging all members of the family, including those who may be quiet or hesitant to participate. The therapist encourages everyone to express themselves, ensuring that every voice is heard. 4. Non-judgmental attitude. During the joining process, the therapist maintains a non-judgmental and accepting attitude. This helps family members feel safe and reduces the fear of being criticized or blamed for their issues. 5. Cultural sensitivity. Joining also requires the therapist to be sensitive to the family's cultural background and values. Understanding cultural differences can help the therapist connect better with the family and tailor their approach accordingly. Important details